Today's Bible verse is 2 Corinthians chapter 5 verse 7. For we walk by faith, not by sight. Have you ever felt overwhelmed by the circumstances and events in your life? Maybe a relationship has ended, or your job loss has caused financial hardship, or maybe you feel like giving up because it seems impossible to move forward. In times like this, we must be reminded that we walk by faith and not by sight. 2 Corinthians chapter 5 verse 7 is a powerful reminder of this truth. It is a verse that speaks of the importance of trusting in God, even when our lives do not make sense. When we walk by faith, we are relying on God rather than our own understanding. We trust that God will lead us and provide for us even when things are difficult to see. This doesn't mean that we don't use our own judgment or knowledge, but it does mean that we recognize that God is ultimately in control. Walking by faith can be challenging at times, but it is also incredibly rewarding. It also allows us to grow closer to God and to experience His love and provision in ways we never could have owned. How can we live our lives by faith? The question is, faith is one that has been debated throughout history of Christianity. There are varieties of ways in which Christians have understood this concept, but it is important that living by faith means trusting in God and His promises even when circumstances seem to be contrary to what He has said. This can be difficult things to do, especially when we are faced with difficulties and trials in our lives. It is easy to doubt God when things are not going the way we have hoped or expected. But even in those times, we must remember that God is faithful and He will never leave us or forsake us. When we live by faith, we need not to be afraid of what future holds, because we know that God is in control. We can trust Him to work all things for our good and His glory. So whatever situation you are facing today, know that you can trust God and He will see you through it. When we walk by faith, we are walking in reliance on God's promises. We are not relying on our own judgment, understanding, or ability, but on God's words and His faithfulness. There are many ways that you can walk by faith, and here are some examples. When we are faced with a difficult situation, we can choose to trust that God will work it out for our good, even if we don't understand how He will do so. Number 2, when someone we love passed away, we can trust that they are in God's care and that we will see them again someday. Number 3, when we feel like giving up, we can choose to keep going because we know that God is with us and He will never leave us or forsake us. There are many benefits of walking by faith. When we walk by faith, we are relying on God to lead us and provide for us. This doesn't mean that we don't use our own common sense or judgment, but it does mean that we trust God to guide us even when we can't see where He's taking us. There are many benefits of walking by faith. One benefit is that it allows us to grow closer to God as we rely on Him for His guidance. Another benefit is that it helps us to develop a deeper trust in God as we see Him faithfully provide for us when the path ahead is uncertain. Walking by faith also gives us the opportunity to step out of obedience and share the gospel with others as we trust God to work through us. Ultimately, walking by faith is an act of worship that pleases God and brings glory to His name. As we walk by faith, may He be glorified in all what we do. How can we overcome challenges when we are walking by faith? When we walk by faith, we are not relying on our own understanding or ability. We are depending on God to lead us and guide us. This can be difficult when we face challenges and obstacles in life. But if we trust in God, it will help us overcome anything that comes our way. There will be times when we feel like we can't go on. But if we keep walking by faith, God will give us that strength, wisdom to get through whatever challenges we face. It will never leave us or forsake us. So no matter what comes our way, we can trust that God will see us through it home. In conclusion, 2 Corinthians chapter 5 verse 7 serves as an important reminder that trusting in God and His plan is essential to living a life of faith. When we focus on our faith and believe in the power of prayer, it helps us to focus on what matters the most, our relationship with God. Remembering this verse may help you to keep your eyes fixed on Christ, who will always be there to guide and protect us no matter what obstacle we face. As you go out today, open your mind and believe in God that He is the author and the finisher of your faith. And remember the verse of the day, which says, "For we walk by faith and not by sight." Whatever challenges and struggle you're passing through, they are all temporary. They will pass. Walk with the Lord by faith and not by sight, and see where He will take you to. Please don't forget to leave your comments. Don't forget to like our video, and don't forget to share. Encourage us so we can carry on. Just show us this act of kindness, and as you do so, may the Lord bless you and favor you in Jesus' name. Stay blessed.